playoffs. No wonder why nobody ain't going live, child. The playoffs.
Y'all pronounced that right. Okay, we did pronounce it right. Okay, well, thank you for letting us know, because I sure thought I said that incorrectly. What's up, double beautiful? Oh, thank you.
What's the topics for tonight?
What's the topic for tonight, honey? You know we got at least five topics to talk about. So
hold up, I just got a retweet on Twitter. Give me a second.
Okay, so Miss Miami. Okay, that's how we like to call her around these pods. Miss Miami is updating something on Twitter, honey, where the little bird is at. So she gonna do that, and then we're gonna jump right into this thing. But if
gotta get on with the bird
that y'all want us to talk about tonight that we may not discuss, or you want to make sure we hit before that time, I just like to hit you with that hour. So if there's anything I want to talk about before that hour is over, please let us know in the comments, and make sure if we not happen to mention it, that we will make sure we mention it so we know we recognize that you made a comment. Okay.
Yes.
But yeah. All right. So I think Miss Miami is ready for
us. Oh, girl. I'm done with you all night. Okay.
I'm sorry, boo. I'm sorry. Let's are ready, honey. We're gonna let her bring it in.
Let's go ahead and start this thing right and correcto. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, podcasters, YouTubers, IGzers, Facebookers, Twitterers, Twitchers. And of course, our main Scrabble Dabbles is our podcasters, and of course, y'all too. IG Live, we love y'all. Facebook Live, we love y'all. YouTube Live, we love y'all. But we are Brains and Beauty
×2, y'all. I'm Shayla,
and I'm Miami. And tonight,
honey.
And tonight, while the playoffs are going on, we are going to discuss a few topics. But first, we want to go ahead and jump in, congratulate Tyler Perry on becoming a billionaire real quickly.
Yes, y'all. We got to show when we win, and I say we, I mean we. When we win, we got to make sure we recognize these wins, y'all. Because again, without us, we can probably honestly say, without our own support from our own people, we probably wouldn't make it as far as we do. Yeah, and we can kind of tell that just from the temperature of today. So, it's to us. We had to shout it out because it's a true testament to when we support each other, when we have each other's backs, and we support each other in what we're doing, and we go out to spend our dollar with each other, and we make sure that we're supporting our own works, that we can succeed. And I mean, what a blessing. I mean, that there will be a few handful of people, and mostly us, that will be able to say that, but we can change that by simply supporting each other. So big shout out to Tyler Perry. Anybody who know me know I love Tyler Perry, and my mama loves Tyler Perry, and I don't let people say nothing bad about Tyler Perry around me. Okay,
amen.
So keep it chill in the comments. All right.
Well, shout out to Tyler Perry for sure.
Right. So you know we have to talk about the Verzuz battle between Brandy and Monica. Now, if y'all wasn't watching that on Monday, I don't know where y'all was at. I don't know what y'all was doing. But y'all was tripping, okay? Because you should have been watching that thing. It was so, again, I love wanting to see Black women come together and truly move past petty and silliness and put their whatever little issues, and again, simply communicating whatever y'all beef or issues and all that other kind of stuff was, if they were even true beefs and issues, and moving on and really learning to celebrate each other. Yeah. And it was just good to hear them in the songs I ain't heard in forever, honey.
Girl, I was placed in my room so quickly. I remember my room. I got a flashback of my room. I hadn't been in my room in a very long time mentally, because my growing up was a little, didn't want to remember a lot of things growing up at a certain age. But I remember my room. I remember when the CD came out. I remember that was the time that I had finally got the room myself passing away. So it was a lot. I started crying. Oh my God. But I was singing, but I started crying because it just brought back so many memories.
Many memories. Yeah.
Especially Brandy. Brandy went back, and I was like, dang, I haven't heard these songs, like you said, in so long. I was getting teary eyed. And of course, Monica. And then when Monica was like, I was 12, I was like,
yeah, I didn't realize she was that young. Yeah.
Yeah, and the lyrics, girl. I'm like, I remember when I was 12, I don't think I was thinking like that.
Yeah, I wasn't knowing that at 12.
But I was singing it, though.
At 12. I was singing it, but I wasn't knowing that on time. I definitely thought she was older when I was singing that. I had no clue. But I will definitely say I would agree with you. I was
so good.
I was boohoo crying on, what song was that Brandy played? And then Monica
it was
followed
a Brandy
it up with a song. I think Missing You, because I remember my last memory of that, and I'm gonna try not to cry. My last memory of hearing that song was when our friend in college, Neff, when she was killed, and they had a tribute to her in an auditorium. That was one of the songs that they played, and I think it was the very first song that they played after someone gave really beautiful words, just in recognition of her. And everybody in our modeling troupe was boohoo crying on the floor. Like, I remember that song. And then one of the people who was right with me and who was holding me up recently passed, and so my mind immediately went to that song. So just you go back, it's like those songs back then, you just remember where you were at, what you were doing when you heard ABC and Do, who you used to dedicate that song to back in the day, even though you weren't supposed to have no boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever. Like you remember those times. So it's just it was so good. And again, it also makes me miss R&B. Like, I already missed it, but I truly miss R&B music. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I wish they would have sang more. Because you can hear in every little note they hit, I was like, girl, they still got vocals, and I really need them. Like, anybody who has watched our podcast and stuff before know we don't do concerts, but I would do that concert, because that is one I could just sit back literally with a glass of wine or some champagne and just literally sing and just sit in my chair chilling. Like, it was just so good, and I was so happy to see it. It was so good.
It was so good. Like, all the little things, like Brandy, and then Brandy is so funny. She's like that's my type of funny. Like, that's the type of funny I am. Like, awkward, kind of funny. Like, yeah. Then I'm like Monica too, but then I still have my quirkiness.
You're a good little mixture.
Yeah, I have a quirkiness like Brandy, but then. Monica too.
Yes.
So I had, let me tell you something. When I was so tired that day, but when I got home and I finally unwound it was like right on time for me. Like, I ate good. Yeah. It was just such a good evening. So I thank them ladies for coming together and putting their differences to the side, whatever, if there were even differences. Maybe it was just time. But I had such a great night. I really did. I did. I enjoyed myself.
I didn't even realize I had looked up. I'm like, it's 3 hours. I've been listening to them for 3 hours. Like, it was. It was just good. It ended on a good note. I truly hope that they get some kind of concert or something together, because them ladies can still sing their behind off. And I even like their new songs. Yeah. And I just hope that this is like also again another testament that they really need to try to bring like R&B back for real.
Right. Right. We got Marcus White from Twitter. He said he would like to see Missy and a Brat go at it.
You know what?
Okay. I don't
know if they'd be a good back and forth, but I do love both of them, especially Missy though.
But you know who I want to see though?
Who?
Y'all. When I say this, y'all need to go tag Timberland and Swiss. I want to see Little Kim and Foxy Brown.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Child. Girl, let me tell you something.
I want to see Little Kim and Foxy Brown. Hello? Girl. Who gonna go against Little Kim and who gonna go against Foxy Brown? Who? Who? Nobody.
That would actually be a really good one.
And I want to see Lil Wayne and Drake.
Them go against each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
that would be.
for fun.
Yeah, I think you know what. That would be a good one. That would really be a good
just
one.
for fun.
Okay, wait. So the highest. What did Brandy and Monica hit? What was the highest numbers?
Well, they had 1.2 on IG Live, and then they had 1.6 on Apple Music, and I was watching on Apple Music.
I was watching on Apple Music. Yeah,
I just like the view of it. Like I think it's yeah. So Uncle Caesar on IG said Kim and Foxy is never happening.
Never happening.
But I wish it can happen.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Actually, that would have been a good one. He said 50 versus Ja Rule, Trill Talk TV. Girl, 50 versus Ja Rule. You wouldn't even be able to get through the doggone battle because they'd be going at each other. You wouldn't even be able to hear the songs. So I don't know about that one.
But I would love to. Another person I want to see is Jeezy and
Okay, name a good one now. You can't put Jeezy with everybody. Don't do that.
I know they're gonna force him to go with T.I., and I get it. You know, I honestly just think him and Gucci Mane would just be so dope together. Him or Plies would be dope together.
Girl, let me tell you something. You would be cracking up if they put Plies with somebody.
Yeah, but anyway,
Lord
I think Trick and Juvenile should go against each other. That's what I do.
Okay.
But anyway, we're gonna move on.
I saw one other one that I gotta.
What?
Rakim and Big Daddy Kane. You know what? I would love to see that, and my dad would love to see that.
Rakim and Big Daddy Kane.
Rakim and Big Daddy Kane. Oh yeah, I would love to see that one. I would love that. That's going back.
We know Jeezy and Gucci probably would never do it, but I'm just saying I would love to see it. It don't got to be real reality. I just would love to see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tony and Janet Jackson should go. I think it'll be good.
That would be a really good one.
Only because I know Janet Jackson would be possibly open, and if not, she could go against Beyonce, but Beyonce ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, no.
But anywho, we're gonna move on because we only have an hour.
We only have an hour, honey.
We only have an hour. We only have 50 minutos. So moving on, Shay.
All right. So moving on from them, we cannot move forward to any true topics without talking about the passing of Chadwick Boseman. Again, you never know what people are going through. When the doors are closed, and not that we have to, because that was that man's personal business. It's just incredible, an incredible testimony to someone who just was not going to let whatever he was battling, having him in a space where he wasn't doing what he felt God had him to do before he left here. Like, how many of us can say that we've accomplished or done all of these different things in that kind of time frame? Like, he was sick for what, 4 years? Was it 4 years? I think. And he did what? I mean, he played some iconic roles, and again, one role that we will never ever forget. Not saying it was our first Black superhero, but a superhero we needed to see. And he and he just played it so well, and we will never, ever, like, I will never forget that movie, like, ever, and even more now, it has an even more special place in my heart. But just the fact that man was going through something and that serious, and nobody knew, but because it didn't matter, it wasn't about that, he was focused on his work. He didn't want pity. He was focused on his work, man. God bless him and his family, and that's just, again, appreciate people while they're here. Appreciate them right now while they are here, and you have while they're alive to give they're alive for you to give them flowers. Give them to them now, man, because you never know.
Another thing too about that is not assuming that people are not going through stuff. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I think everybody thinks just because you see a certain thing or you're hitting all these accolades and you look a certain way or whatever it is that, they're so perfect and blah, blah, blah. They're not going through anything. You don't know what nobody don't want to tell you. You know what I mean? And sometimes people don't just tell you just because they don't want, one, in your business, and two, sometimes people just don't want the pity of it. You know what I mean? So I just say, you know, now moving forward, it's like, don't just assume people's lives are easy breezy.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, if you are going through trials and tribulations, just try your best to always show up. That
I think that was the biggest
in life. It tells you that you could be on a deathbed, or you have got stage 4 and stage 3. Who knows? Maybe every year he got a different stage, and he didn't care. He just pushed it to the limit, and he didn't open up his mouth. Of course, he cried behind the scenes and probably, you know, had those moments. But when it was time to put on and do work, do purpose and life work, he was still on it, despite it may not have been financial issues. It may not have been emotional issues. It was health issues. That's big. You know what I mean? So, you know, I learned 2 things from that is show up regardless, the best way you can and when you can. Well, 3 things are show up regardless, no matter how much pain you're going through. If you can show up, show up. Some days you're not going to be able to show up. But if you can, go ahead and show up. 2, I learned it's okay to push. Well, I already knew this, but to see that he did it just throughout his career, he didn't do stereotypical things, and he still won because he was at peace with his soul, knowing he did powerful roles, you know, and pushed
roles
barriers.
That meant something,
it meant something to him. Like that was part of his purpose. But for just as women in this day and age to be able to stand tall, to not give in to certain things, to be able to say, I made it because, you know, or how can I say this? If you do certain things in this culture right now, you get on, you get popping, right?
Very
you get popular, you get to get a platform. If you become a certain type of woman or display a certain type of woman, yes. Okay. Unfortunately, yes. And it is what it is, right? Sex always sells. However, he showed me it's okay to focus on your purpose work, despite it may not be popular. It's okay. Because at the end of the day, you're going to be at peace with that. You're going to inspire people that you don't even know you're inspiring people to even look outside of the walls and the cages of what they think they're supposed to be in. You know what I mean? Like that was an inspiration to me, just me. That's what I got from him. Because all the movies, I didn't know every movie he did, but just to see he started and how he progressed and said, I only want to take powerful roles that make us look right. And you know what I'm saying? To make us look good, like as a people.
We don't look stereotypical. Yeah,
as a people. So that was just something. And then lastly, like I said, show up no matter how bruised and cut up you are. Show up. Don't give up. Don't give in life. Don't give into the stages of your life and the seasons of life. Like just push through, man. So that's all I wanted to say, because we do this every time somebody passed away. When Kobe passed away, we talked about it. When Nipsey passed away, we talked about what we learned. So I just wanted to say what I learned from Chadwick, and I'm grateful to have learned the things I've learned from him, including purpose and how important that is. What do we have?
We have a comment. Marcus White says, I really hope they don't replace him, honestly. And, of course, he's talking about Black Panther. You know what? I don't think that it's necessary to. I think that it left off on a great... Yeah, let it be how it was. Again, I think, when we start messing with classics and we start messing with stuff, it starts to... I feel like 2, 3, and 4, and 5 also starts diminishing the
brand.
Yeah, and how you felt about it initially. You understand what I'm saying? So I feel like it doesn't need to be touched. It doesn't need to be done anymore. You know, he sent it home for us, and we don't need to see another one. In my opinion, but I'm sure they're going to attempt to try to do another one. Probably. I
mean, for the dollars, they're going to try.
Yeah,
and for the storyline, like it, because Marvel is a big thing. I don't really know everything about Marvel at all. So anyway. But yeah, man, rest in peace to Chad, and big blessings and peace and strength to his family.
Yeah, amen. Amen. All right, guys. So we're going to go ahead and start moving into our regular little topics, okay? So, topic of the night. we like to get serious and then
Tell 'em,
take it a
Shay.
little light. So we're gonna go into a little light one right now. All
And
right.
we have a couple, so you guys stick around. Get ready to put your 2 cents in. We want to hear from you fellas and ladies. We always want to hear from you both.
All right.
We're not sexist.
Here we go. First, true topic. All right, guys. So last week when we actually ended and we were talking about counseling. And we got cut off with IG, so we definitely want to revisit that conversation and really get y'all's opinion on counseling. So again, the question was, do you think it is a necessity to go through marriage counseling before marriage? And if yes, why? And if no, why? We want to know, do you think it's a necessity? And I think Angie talked about it after IG went off, so she's going to go ahead and give her 2 cents again, and then I'll go ahead. So go ahead, boo.
So, do I think marriage counseling is a necessity? Absolutely. I feel like before we get married, while we are engaged, there's nothing wrong with going to the counselor, making sure everything is on the table, see if there's any hiccups somewhere, see if there's any pebbles somewhere out and about that we need to get out the way on our path to marriage. And then also when we do get married, I feel like it should continue. It doesn't have to be every day, but I think it should just be good to be able to just be open about until things get a little bit stable. And even when they do get stable, keep your relationship on fresh. Like, it's based, to me, I look at it as taking your relationship and taking it to the cleaners. You just clean it up just a little bit. You're refreshing in it. You're ironing out some kinks. It came out the dryers a little, whatever. You got to still add it. You may have to hang it up. So I just feel like counseling is washing the marriage and just keeping it clean as much as possible. But definitely pre-engagement and engagement counseling for me is very important. Just to make sure we are on the same page before we say I do. Hello. Make sure we're not just doing it just to do.
Now, do you feel like, are you someone who feels like counseling should be with like a licensed therapist, or are you someone who thinks that counseling should be more so of you going to like maybe your church home and talking to someone there? Like, what do you think about that?
Well, for me, I think my marriage counselor is going to have to be, have to be one of them. Maybe we could have like different ones or maybe another option, but they have to have a Christian background because you're going to have to pull from, because there's actual Christian-based licensed counselors, right? So it kind of covers the whole church too. But if your church provides that, why not go to the church that you attend that is feeding you anyway? So, and making sure that I am out of the middle and the center of what I should not be in and keep God first in it. And then, my husband, and then, go from there. I just want it to be, I just want to keep God in the midst of opinions of somebody who is a counselor. Opinions are cool, What you have learned throughout the years is cool to inform me and my husband. I get that. But if it ain't no God up in there or no word up in there.
Okay. I got you.
It gotta be something. It gotta be, drilled down our throats because we got that work to do at home for the rest of our life. It ain't never gonna stop. You know what I mean? But you gotta have some type. You can't be no atheist talking about, hey, y'all married.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
So what about you? What do you think about it?
Hold on. You said something earlier, and then I see someone made a comment about it. I want to address that really quick.
Okay.
You said you were talking about pre-engagement and counseling. And honestly, I never really even thought about that before.
Yes, ma'am.
Like, you think about it. I think most people think about it like, oh, okay, well, I really shouldn't have to do anything until you decide you're going to put a ring on my finger. Now I can take it serious. But actually, it was, who was it? VCR Mageddon said I was just about to say pre-engagement counseling in Miami. So I never thought about that one before. Yeah. But I actually think that's wise too. I think that once you hit a certain point or time frame in your relationship, I think that you should probably start it there, because at that point you should your route should be leading towards the whole engagement and marriage anyway.
Amen, sister.
You know, that's just my opinion. I know it's different, and even though I did it differently, but I really think that it should have been that way. But
yeah, okay. I mean, I just personally would like the different stages. Pre-engagement counseling. Maybe it's only 3 sessions. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's only 4 sessions for maybe 3 sessions for pre-engagement counseling, and then you get to engagement counseling. Maybe that one is 6 sessions.
Got it.
And then when you get into your marriage, definitely your first year, you should have some sessions up in there just to make sure you guys are on the, and not to be fearful that something is going to happen, but to honestly just make sure you're on the path. It's like having a little guardrails on in bowling. You know what I mean? You have to make sure we're on the same path and, you know, hit that strike, baby, because we're going to win. We don't have time to lose. So,
okay. Well, I'm going to follow up with or response by Capital City Cam on IG. Yes, because you have to know what's going on with your partner before you jump the broom. Counseling before and during the marriage if you really love each other. And I'm gonna have to follow up by saying you're doggone Skippy. Like straight up, like for me, I think something should definitely be going on throughout your marriage. Not necessarily like where you're on the couch and you're laid back and the counselor's behind you and you're doing not all that. I'm saying like simply you all constantly in some kind of group, whether it's a church group or whatever, or some kind of session where you're constantly kind of doing a pulse check, if that makes sense, of your relationship. Because I know me and my husband have started to do it. And I think ever since we did start doing that, it has completely changed the dynamic of we don't just let things linger. You know what I'm saying? Like the bad habits that you tend to pick up when you start getting comfortable with your partner and you've been with each other for a while and now you just kind of set in your ways and you don't want to, you know, your pride starts to kick in and all those things, all those earthly things that tend to happen, worldly things that tend to happen in relationships. It's a kick. It's a kick real quick. Like, girl, you tripping? You know, do what you're supposed to be doing. What you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like that's not okay. That's not fine. It's not okay to go to bed angry. It's not okay. You know what I'm saying? So I think most definitely during. Before, I don't necessarily think I don't know if I want to say, I do want to say before, I just don't know about it being.
What?
I just think there's certain things that you have that you should definitely be discussing before you even talk about marriage. And there's certain conversations you should definitely have, but I think that you should at least have one session because I think there are a lot of things that people forget to talk about that are so important before you join your life with someone. And I know a lot of us always kind of think like it, you know, oh, it's not supposed to change. I've been with you for 5 years. What's the difference other than I put a ring on your finger now? Oh baby, it changes. Let me be the first to tell you, it changes a lot. And you have to be willing and able and understand that there are things you should be addressing beforehand because it can cause you, it can help you avoid a lot of heartache and a lot of bull crap.
Yeah.
Before.
Yeah.
You know, that first 2 years of kind of, I got to learn to get used to and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, because you're not staying with the person. You're waking up every day with them. Well, for some people.
Well, for some people, yeah.
For some people.
But even still, even if you are, the dynamic is different. It changes. So what you used to require from that person as a single person, because let's keep it real. When you're dating, you're still single, baby. You're not married. So you're a single person. So your requirements, what I require of you now is different because now you're my husband. That takes on a whole totally different title than a boyfriend. Oh yeah, he's my boyfriend. Oh, okay.
Right. Or my fiance.
And my husband is different. Yeah, exactly. As my wife is different. That's a totally different role. And I think a lot of times we tend to push that aside and not recognize that it is a totally different role, and we have to learn to address the hard questions beforehand. Yeah. There are a lot of hard questions to answer before, but that's just my personal opinion on that. But let's see. Let's listen to some comments. Okay, Dreadlock Rasta 14. You think the atheists can't be good marriage counselors? No. They can still understand because they don't believe they can still understand life because they don't believe in Christian God. Now, we would have to agree with you. We would have to disagree with you on that one. And
it's for what everybody believes in. You know, yes. I cannot have someone inside of a godly marriage that don't believe in a God.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense.
You know what I mean? So for me, I'm not saying for everybody. I'm just saying for me and my life and my future and my husband and my union. Yeah. No, I'm not having any old body up in my union who can't even pray for us.
Yeah.
You know, who don't believe in prayer. Like, what you gonna say? I mean, I don't know. But for me, not for anybody else, do I agree they have they have experiences that they can say, you know, I went through this, that, and that. This is what I think. Absolutely. I'm not discounting what people go through and the lessons that they learn in life. Mm-hmm. But my thing is, if I get married and I take that very serious and we actually have a union, we keep God center in our marriage, why would I bring an atheist who don't believe nothing in my God, or not even my God, the God, and don't get me started, in God and in Jesus. You know what I mean? So again, that's my personal preference. I'm not putting it down nobody's throat. It's just for me, my house. We will serve the Lord, including our marriage counselors. So,
amen.
But nothing.
I think you pretty much summed that up.
It's just my personal preference, who I'm bringing up in a marriage.
Yeah,
and certain energies and spirits, and I believe in all of that.
Let's see. 3J also on IG says couples counseling is really critical to not only effective communication but understanding of each other. Well
that's
said.
All it's for.
Well, that's all it's for. It's so that you keep that dialogue open. You don't understand how often have you all seen parents that have been together so long and they used to love each other they used to love each other like nobody's business. They couldn't keep their hands off each other. They were so lovey-dovey. And now they're 30 years in, and what you used to see, you don't see no more. And a lot of time it's because that communication that they used to have, that dialogue they used to have, it got closed off at some point and they never addressed it.
Yeah.
In life is hard enough, but you have to learn how to address the hard stuff. Because once you're able to get through and get past the hard stuff, it becomes easier. Everything becomes easier to deal with. But if you keep pushing it off to the side, like, I don't really want to do that because, I don't know who he think he is and all that other kind of stuff. You feel me? You're not hurting anyone but yourself and whatever family you've brought into that situation. So again, we're not telling everybody what y'all should be doing. We're just giving our opinions on, based off of either what we've seen or what we're currently going through. And I'm just giving it off of what I go through. I'm telling you, for me, it works. And I think that it has helped a lot of people that I know to be able to not just decide whether this is worth fighting for, but to decide if this is even what you still want. It's not about, sometimes it doesn't all end great. Sometimes you just figure out this is just not what we want anymore.
Yeah.
Now me, I'm a fight for mine because when I told the Lord for till death, I meant that thing. But everybody else is what you do. I'm just saying. It's different for everybody. So again, we're not telling nobody what to do. We're just giving opinions. So thank you so much for that, 3J. True. Very much.
Thank you guys for respecting our opinions as well, because again, it's our opinions and we appreciate you. But yeah, so moving on to the next topic for the night, Shay.
Yes. All right. Next topic.
Thanks everybody for chiming in.
Yes. Sorry if we missed anybody's comments. Let's see. All right. Well, let's go to this one. What life experiences do you feel you've missed out on growing up? Or you've missed out on, period? What life experiences do you feel that you have missed out on? Either growing up or as an adult? Like, and we're bringing this up because of Toni Braxton. She made a comment on social media, basically saying that she wishes she would have had some things more when she was younger and explored a little more and did some little different things than what she did. You know, because she feels like when she was very much you all knew she grew up in the church and stuff. So there was a lot of things she didn't do or she didn't get to experience growing up. And now that she's older, she wishes she would have. And so now our question to y'all is, what y'all wish y'all would have did back then, honey? What y'all missed out on life? We want to know.
Yeah, even if it was a couple of years ago. We're going to start with you, Shay, because I started last time.
Okay. What did I miss out on?
Girl, what you missed out on, honey?
I don't really think I missed out on anything.
Shayla, you have to answer the question.
I know, but if I'm being honest, I feel like I just be making up something. Like I don't think I missed out on anything. I mean, there's a lot of things I didn't get to do that all other kids got to do when we were younger.
It could be younger, it could be adulthood, it can be 20s, it could be teens, it could be kids, it could be 30s, it could be whatever.
Okay, I would say well, I guess this is the easiest one. I didn't have like a marriage, like I didn't get married in a church. I mean, I didn't get married in a church, and I didn't have like a wedding. And I do wish that I would have had that, even though in our minds we're having a
renewal,
a vow renewal. Yeah, we hit year 10. So for me, that would be my kind of wedding. I already had my dress and everything. We didn't have a wedding, so I would say that was an experience that I wish I would have had. Especially before my grandparents passed. I really wish I would have had that. So, yeah, that would have been nice. My grandfather was looking forward to that. So, anyway, moving on before I get teary. Go ahead.
What?
Oh yeah, honey. What life experience? Okay, do you wish you would not have missed out on?
I think the only life experience, because I'm not a person to end like to live in regret. But the only life experience I think I did not do, even though I have traveled so much, I've traveled in my past a lot. I think I would have resided in different places instead of just Miami and Atlanta.
Okay, like where?
You know what I mean? Like just like anywhere. Where? Like I could have resided in LA. I could have resided or stayed in the Carolinas. I could have resided anywhere else in Florida. What was another place I was thinking about so much at one time? Not Tennessee. It's rap a little Tennessee. Memphis. Because I love barbecue, maybe. I don't know. But I don't know. I think I could have resided in more places outside of just only Miami and then Atlanta for those couple of years. Like, that's the only thing. But I did get to travel a lot. And I got to see things, but I still didn't get to really see.
Like you wanted to.
Yeah. Like I wish I would have resided. Yeah. I don't care if I would have stayed somewhere like for a year or two and just moved back to Miami or something like that. Like I could have did that. You know, I think I was just so torn. Yeah. And just such a homegrown Miami-Dade, honey child, please, girl. You know what I mean? Like I had to be back home. Oh, girl, I could have stayed in different places.
I think you're someone who could stay anywhere.
Yeah, honestly. Like I'm that. Like even moving forward in my life, like I'm open to moving. I don't have to stay in Miami. I don't have to. I love my city. I mean,
clearly,
yeah. I love my city to death. It would never leave me. It's always going to be a part of me. But I am willing to move wherever I need to move for the future of myself. So rather that be love, rather that be career, rather that be opportunity, rather that be whatever. I still have time to do it. So anyway, that's something I could have done more, because I could have, like, what, you know. So you stayed and dated too long. Capital City Camp.
Mr. Convoz said I should have went to Egypt with my church. Okay.
Oh man, Mr. Convoz.
Oh, I know that. I'm sure that would have been an unforgettable experience, man.
Yeah, but no, I think I could have. I don't care if it was for a year or two. That's something I always think about. Like, dang, you could have always came back to Miami. Like, I could still always come back. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I'm open to it. I've been looking low key, but you know, it has to be right. It can't just be.
Just because. Yeah.
Yeah, just to say, oh, it's off my bucket list. No, I'm not there in my life.
That's hilarious that you even mentioned that.
It would have to be for a real reason, because, honey, this is Miami, honey. I can't just be. It got to be for a reason. You hear me?
Yeah.
Like, for a reason. But anyway,
I feel you. That's funny. I was just saying, that's funny that you even say that, because I literally was talking about that 2 days ago with somebody. Like,
about me?
If you can move just period. Like, just about moving. Like, if you could move anywhere, go anywhere, like, would you stay in South Florida? Would you move? And I'm like, you know what? I don't know. Like, I love home so much that I don't like, I know you can always come back, but
always come back.
I don't know. Like, I don't know if I want to go somewhere else. I don't know. That would be a little. I don't know. That's a true. I don't know. I would really have to ponder that one. Yeah. I truly don't know if I'd be able to.
I guess because too. See, you got ties, right? So for me, I really don't have that ties to Miami, except it being Miami.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. Yes, I'm a real estate agent here in Florida. I can work and still be a real estate agent in Florida, even from somewhere else, if that state allows me to still have my license and be able to do that. You know, doing HIV advocacy, I can still do that from remote. I can still do Endorsed by God from remote. Like, I can still do anything, anywhere. Like, you know, so I'm open, girl. I'm putting it out in my.
Put it out in the universe.
Yeah, in my God universe.
Yeah. Amen.
The universe ain't nothing without him, because, you know, some people just think it's just the universe. But I put it out there, and if that's part of my plan, which I think it is because it's on my heart, I'm open to it and I receive it.
Okay. Well, amen, child. Amen.
And not just ATL. You know, ATL is nothing wrong with ATL, but it's so many other places.
It's so many other places to go. I think that cold weather, I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's the only thing that got me still here, child. You know, the beaches.
Okay, let's see. We had Capital City Camp. I didn't leave Tallahassee sooner.
Oh.
Dang.
That's a good one.
Was Tallahassee that bad? Like,
girl, what is in Tallahassee?
I mean,
besides
nothing
the standard of living is so low.
Physical, Weezy. I'm Atlanta bred. He's Capital City Camp. Shay, are you scared to venture out?
Yeah, she is.
I think I am. I
but she got tired.
I tried and do things, but I think because I have, again, like Angie said, I have so many ties here still when it comes to like family and stuff, that I don't know how comfortable I would feel just being like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna leave. I feel like I'm one who I literally am with family every other day, every 2 days. Like, my life is kind of wrapped up in my friends that I consider my family and my family, like, literally. Yeah. So it would be really hard for me to tell my nephew I can't see him on the weekends, or it would like there's just certain things that, like, especially him, it would be hard for me to be like, I can't see you like that. You feel me? Like, not while he's still kind of in that stage where he's still very, you know, Auntie Shayla, like, I don't know. It's certain things. It'd be certain things that would keep me here. But my mom and my uncles and all them, they already moved, and I thought that would be hard, and I actually took it really well. So I'm maybe, because I think me and my husband have actually started talking about it more. Like, where would do you want to move? And I'm like, I don't know. I kind of feel like I do, but I love home. So it would be a hard pill to be like, yeah, we just gonna leave. But I can't say that I'm not open to it. I'm apprehensive. I'll say that. That's a better word to use. I'm apprehensive. But again, like Angie says, we pray on everything. And like I tell the Lord, if it's meant for me to leave, you will make it so. Even if I'm uncomfortable, you will make it where it'll be something that I can't deny. Like, I can't deny that I have to go.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm okay with that because I'll know that it's him saying it. You know what I'm saying? I'll know that it's him telling me this is your opportunity. So, but I just don't feel that right now. So yeah, of course. I'm not on that right now. That's all.
But baby, when the opportunity come knocking on my door, honey, Angela's gonna pack.
Yeah.
Put her car on the back of the new haul truck, depending on how far it is. And I'm gone. I'm out of here. Put my car on a train, honey. Pack ratted up, and deuces. You know what I mean? But for now, I am planted in my city. But I am, girl. I'm so open. I am just open. I am open to life. Like, I don't want to continue to be confined and be in life and be. Yeah. You know what I mean? When there's just so much else out there. But anyway, go ahead and go. Let's go ahead and move on to the next question.
All right. Next question. Because I think we literally have less than 10 minutes left. Yeah. Okay. So let's go to this one. Less than 5. All right. What is the best personality trait that you have and the worst personality trait that you have? What is the best personality trait that you have and the worst personality trait that you have that you can honestly say? Don't make up foolishness. Like, real talk. What is your best and worst personality trait? And we know this is one that most people have to really think about. So just truly think about it.
The best personality trait and the worst personality trait that I have. I think the best personality trait that I have, I can coexist with anybody. I can get into a room of people who I don't know. Maybe it's only one person, but I can have a great time. I can entertain myself. I can make other people laugh. Like, I can coexist in whatever scenario that I'm in. Like, I don't care how big the room is or how small the room is. I will blend in and have a great time.
I will agree. You are definitely that person.
The energy that's on them. But for me, it won't bother me. You know what I mean? Okay. Like, I can just coexist with whoever, right? So that's one. So get the Capital City Cam said his best trait is he's full of wisdom, and his worst is that he's an overthinker at times. So yeah, and then I think my worst trait. Oh, what is my worst trait? My worst personality trait? Okay, Shay, go to what's your best one and then come back to me with my worst one. Okay.
My best one. My best personality trait. What
would be my worst one? Oh, I know. I think I know my worst one.
I don't know if this would be my best one, but I would say I'm very. I don't know. Like,
your best personality trait, Shay, that nobody has but you. That you just feel yourself. You are comfortable in that. Like, what?
I feel like I accept people for who they are. I feel like that no matter who you are, whether I agree with your political views, whether I agree with whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, I can accept you for who you are, and I can learn to have a separate relationship with you than I would have with someone else. Now, not necessarily meaning that we're the best of friends or anything like that, but I am one who can learn to understand you, even though I may not agree with you, and be able to be cool with you without any animosity or judgment or nothing like that. Like, I feel like I've always kind of been like that. Like, that's why I have a range of friends with very different personalities. Yeah. Like, that's just how I am. I don't know about worst one yet, so I'm gonna let you answer that one.
Okay, So they say take your time. My worst one, I like Trail Talk TV. He said, the worst I feel like the worst I don't like being bothered at times. So I'm gonna piggyback off of that because it is kind of good and bad for me. I think a bad, okay, it's half and half. So half, I'm gonna say I'm very good at isolation. You know what I mean? Like
you are very good at isolation.
I'm too good at isolation.
You're too good at isolation. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is a great thing because it shows that I can just exist with me and whoever comes along in my life. But no matter what, I'm good. Right? That's kind of like low key bad because if you're great at isolation, like how is it that I could be a social butterfly and be my best trait? So it's just kind of freaky. But I think my absolute worst trait is, this is hard to say because this is something I have to always work on for the rest of my life as a Christian, baby. If I love you, like love you, like, and you mess over me, I am so quick to like blow you away like a hurricane came and burned you up. And hurricanes don't even burn nothing. They got water. I can cut you off and don't care no more.
You are, oh,
you know what I mean? Like that's bad. That's one of my worst traits because I can forget all about you as if you don't exist in life. And that's very bad.
Girl, I'm so surprised you said that.
I have to be real. That's something I have to work on for the rest of my life is not just forgiveness, but how I quickly cut quick. Because I just feel like life is so short, man. Like, why are you doing people that care for you or love for you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just feel like, what's the point of it? Why do it? Like, not, I don't know. It's just deep. So that's something I have to just come out and say. And that's just, God already knows all of that already because he created me. There's not an excuse, but that's something I have to deal with. That's one of my things that I deal with is like caution 527. I'm pretty good at holding a grudge too. So maybe it is a grudge, but I just call it snippety snip. I was snippety snip you so quick.
Well, I also think it's because you're someone who, when you cut off someone, you normally cut them off because you felt like you let them into a space you don't let people into. Yeah. And when they break that trust, I feel like you took advantage. No longer allow you into that space. Like, yeah, there are few things that people get to witness or be a part of when it comes to your life, because you very much put people kind of where you want them to be, and you keep certain things you want separate. So when you let people in, I think when they do you wrong, you it's an immediate like, oh, it's a jab.
It's not a jab to my leg or my arm. Yeah, it's a jab to my heart. You understand? Yeah. Like that's bad because it's like you have to give people some type of grace, like how and this is because I'm a Christian. This is why I have to continue being a Christian, honey. Because if I wasn't, child, I would be so flashback years.
Cut off would be the last thing they need to worry about.
So I thank Jesus every day because he gives me grace for me being me. So I have to continue thinking about how I can give grace to people as well. And just because they fall and stab me in the foot does not mean they are, a bad person completely. Maybe we're around it. Maybe they just jerks sometimes. You know what I mean? Or maybe they have to work on themselves too. So that's a bad trait because I am a believer. But at the same time, this is exactly why I'm a believer. Because I have to have these crowds. Do you understand?
Okay, what's up, Mr. Chris King?
I got you, y'all.
Let's see. Capital City Cam asked a question to follow that up, and I have to ask this. Have you ever cut off the wrong person? Have you ever cut off the wrong person?
When it comes to relationships, absolutely not. And I mean dating relationships, no, I haven't cut off anybody that's not supposed to be here today in 2020. So that's done. Family, I could do better with that. and I say it all the time. Who's supposed to be my friends? See, that's the thing. You can't ask me that because I feel like I have no regret. So what has happened already is it had to happen so I can have the revelation for today to move forward. So whoever got snippety snipped, they got snipped. There's no coming back from the snip. But the only people I would even consider putting back together is blood in my family, especially people like my dad. You know what I mean? So stuff like that is all underlying Christian foundational type of things for me.
Yeah.
And that makes me go back and dig back and say, okay, you're wrong. How can you make it right? How can you give more grace? How can you even think about the grace? You may not do it. At least start thinking about it. You know what I mean? So it's a work in progress, and it's going to be forever for me probably. And maybe not. Maybe it'll be gone tomorrow.
All right, y'all. We're literally at the minute and 40 seconds left on IG. So I'm gonna just wrap it up by saying my worst personality trait, I think, is I overthink things a lot. It tends to stall me or tends to make me come up with all these excuses on why I need to perfect this or do this, and I got to do that first, blah, blah, blah. And it tends to halt you in place, and you never end up going anywhere, or you end up taking these baby steps rather than just jumping and seeing what happens. And then you just learn along the way. Because again, failure is not necessarily failure. Sometimes failure is literally not even sometimes. Failure is just a lesson that you haven't learned yet. And sometimes you just have to take the leap and learn the lesson so that you can make the correction and move forward. And that's where I'm kind of getting to learn too. And I know Angie helps me with this all the time, and I will never, ever be able to thank her enough for that. But yeah, so it is literally 40 seconds left. I want to say Purple Dre overthinkers. I just want to say thank you, or we want to say thank you to everybody who joined today. Y'all was really, really commenting today, and we so appreciate y'all for that. Again, make sure y'all check us every Wednesday, 8 p.m.-ish. I don't know what CPT time.
It'd be hard to
CPT time. We're trying to get it on, but sometimes things happen. But we love y'all so much, and we thank y'all, and we'll see y'all again right back here next week, 8 p.m.-ish. Love y'all, for real though.
Okay, y'all hold on, podcasters and YouTubers and IG and Facebookers and Twitterers. You got it on your end?
I'm just fixing.
Okay. But anyway, we want to thank everybody. Like she said already, that was to end Instagram Live because they only an hour, but everybody else, like you guys right now, are still listening and still watching. We do appreciate you guys who have made it past the hour. Sometimes we go over the hour after we close out on IG Live, so you just never know how much more we're going to talk about. But tonight, I feel like we have ended this very well. There's nothing else to add. But just to think about, those worst and good personality traits is just something just to keep in mind. One, to keep in mind of your best ones is to continue those and maybe add some other ones and see what else you can, have some good traits at. Or if that's your best trait, dive all in and make it even better. You know what I mean?
Amen.
And then number two, your worst one, you can kind of just work on and maybe fix that one so the next one can come in and get fixed on, because you will never be perfect, but there's nothing wrong with working towards, fixing what's right. You know what I mean? So, and I'm preaching to myself right now. Jesus. So yeah, we just appreciate y'all, man. Every week, as you already know, we are all on all podcast streams. As I'm talking to right now, everybody else who is not on the podcast. We are everywhere, so you guys can find us on Apple. You can find us on Spotify, iHeartRadio. I say that right?
iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio. Jesus. Okay. iHeartRadio.
I like the ad right now.
Oh my God, everywhere. Google Play, everywhere. So if you're watching right now, you see say she's trying to fix IGTV right now in our recording. But for the podcast people, man, we thank y'all every week. Go ahead and subscribe to the podcast, like the podcast, start it up. It's 5 stars to choose from. That's all you got to choose from. It's 5 stars. Okay?
5 stars. There ain't no other stars other than 5. Don't do it. Don't play with it.
Go ahead and comment below in the podcast section. Comment below every week when we go live, whether you are on IG Live, where you come join us on YouTube, if you come join Facebook, if you come join us on Twitter, we get to see all comments. It doesn't matter where you're commenting at. So we just appreciate y'all. As normal, I had to catch my breath. And we out of here. We out, Shay. We had a good show tonight. You know, shout out to September. We really
did have a good show for real.
Hello, September 2020. How you doing?
Oh no, it's already September. Like, I guess we'll be talking to y'all about y'all Labor Day, y'all first quarantine Labor Day. I don't know how this gonna work out, but we'll see. You know,
that's what we're gonna start with next week. We're gonna start with what we did for Labor Day. Ooh, and how September treating us.
Somebody beach on somebody water. That's all I want to do. And just chill and drink and watch the ocean and watch the waves. That's all I want to do.
I know that's right. Good vibes, good tides. That's what I'm with. Good vibes and good tides. And let me make that a shirt. All right, y'all. So we out. I just want to say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody who just finished listening to the podcast. We appreciate y'all, and we will see and talk to you guys next week.
Toodles, y'all. See y'all later. Bye.
Bye.